Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Talkin Wrasslin podcast with your host, the macho-loving, cornet-carny, little munchkin Denny Vale. And the Jacksonville wrestling fan, whose favorite wrestlers, of course, are forever and always will be the Young Bucks. Lyssie Vale. Together, these two give a retrospective of the week in the professional wrestling world throughout all promotions across the world. So let's jump into this week's episode. Oh my God!
Hi, hello, hey. It's Dylan and Lyssie, and it's Talkin Wrasslin. Say hi, Lyssie.
Hi, Lyssie.
Okay, we're off to a good start. We got a very we got a meaty episode.
Do we really?
We kind of do a little bit.
Oh my God.
We got stuff to talk about. Like, we got Raw, we got Dynamite, we got SmackDown, we got Crown Jewel predictions.
Why are we predicting that when we're not gonna watch it?
No, I will, because it's on a Saturday during the day and I won't be doing anything, so I'll be watching it. We got a flashback match of the week. We're going to be talking about some backyard wrestling shit. Another stuff. Yeah. So
Another stuff.
A lot of things. Everything. Let's see. How was your week?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how my week was. Honestly, this week feels like it fucking flew by. I'm surprised it's Monday again and that I was off again today. I'm a little shooketh to the core, if I'm being so for real. So yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I worked a lot. Didn't really do much during the week aside from that. You know, today I went out and I did some fun errands and such. You're gonna fuck up the recording.
Blah, blah, blah.
Not blah, blah, blah. You're gonna fuck up the recording.
No, I'm not.
By run errands, I just mean I did stuff that I wanted to do that I never necessarily had the time to do before and decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it instead of just laying in the house. I've been rewatching Naruto, and I'm on season 4. I think I'm on season 4, I'm like the very end of season 3, beginning of season 4. So that's pretty cool. And I was like, all right, you know what? As much as I want to just sit here and watch Naruto, I'm gonna go out and do stuff. So I went out today, and what the fuck did I do? I literally just told you what I did. I went to Salville to get something for my Halloween costume. And then...
What are you dressing up as for Halloween? I already know. I think you already told me, but yeah. This is for the people.
So since I work at a cafe, and we have like a dress code, we have to like, stay within the dress code, of course. You can't do anything like outlandish or that's going to interfere with work or anything like that,
Business casual.
But because I work at a cafe, I realized that the best thing for me to do to dress up, is to dress up as Joker from Persona 5, but not Joker, like as his like casual outfit, because he works at a cafe. He works at Cafe LeBlanc. Or you're able to work at Cafe LeBlanc to increase your social link. So I was like, oh my God, I could literally just put that outfit together, and then like I have to wear an apron anyway. So this is literally fucking perfect. And it fits within the dress code and everything. Like, it's nothing crazy, so yeah, I'm gonna dress up as Joker from Persona. But I had to go get a white button up because I didn't have one. So I had to go get one today. And I forgot that I also needed to get like dark blue jeans until like I literally already left the Salvation Army. So I'm probably just gonna go back on Wednesday. Because I'm off on Wednesday. So I'll probably just do that on Wednesday. Or maybe after work tomorrow. I don't know. I have to check to see what time I work tomorrow. Maybe I'll go before or after work. Yeah, so I went and did that. And then I went to our little local ramen shop. And got some ramen because Dylan never fucking wants to get ramen with me. Ever. Literally fucking ever.
I go through weird eating habits where I don't want anything for the longest time, and then I'll eventually want it.
Yeah, and I'm not waiting. I'm not fucking waiting on that shit. So
like let's put it this way. We ate Taco Bell so fucking much during the pandemic where, like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I'm sure it was like almost every single
It was
day.
every day.
It
We
like,
had a routine. So it was whenever we got home from work, depending on, well, I think I was working at Zoomies at the time.
define work, because it was the pandemic. I wasn't working.
No, I think I went back to, well, no, this has just been for a hot minute we've done this. But I remember we fell into a routine. It was once the pandemic was lifted, I was working at Zoomies, and you were working at the
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I was not working for most of the pandemic, especially after everything opened up. I didn't work for a few months. I was still getting that fucking check.
When you were working at the place that your mom got you the job.
That was like for 2 hours.
Yes. What I'm saying is I would get home from Zoomies and he would be at work because he would work like a little bit late. Like it wasn't super late. He would get home at like 10, I want to say 9 or 10.
No, it was late. It was like I had to go in at 9 and work till 11.
11, that's what it was. So I would come home from work. I would hang out. He would come home. And then once he would come home from work, literally routinely every single day, we would just go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, and
that was when it really fell into like the routine of every day.
I ate it so much that I can't eat it right now. And like they also got rid of like the shredded chicken.
That was the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Literally the worst day of my life. I went to go get the mini shredded chicken quesadilla, and they didn't have it, and I just got it the day before, and they were like discontinued the next day. And we pulled over to like sit and eat, and I put the Smiths on, I cried.
Oh, mother.
I'm pretty sure I literally put on I Know It's Over.
You did.
Like,
you did.
by the Smiths. And I started crying in the Taco Bell parking lot because they were out of shredded chicken. This isn't a joke. This legitimately happened. Dylan is witness to it. This fucking legitimately happened.
Because, and like, you can't say like, oh, Dylan doesn't want ramen ever. There's times literally where it's like, yeah, let's go get ramen. Like, there's been times.
Never.
There've been times where
never. There was maybe 2 times. And that was when we went to the one place with Cody that was kind of further out, like maybe like 40 minutes out of the way.
That one we went to like, I don't want to give away locations, but
well, it's far enough away from us.
We went to like Stroudsburg.
Yeah, it was in Stroudsburg.
Okay.
It's far enough away from us. It's like not like
we gotta go back there. We gotta go back there next week.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that in a minute. We could talk about your week after we're done with my week. We're not done with my week yet.
We can go do all that stuff.
Not done with my week yet.
Go to that record store.
But we went there the one time with Cody. And you were like, yeah, I'm cool with ramen. And then you were like, cool with it.
I nailed the fuck out of Chaos the Clown.
You were like, cool with it, like when the ramen place around here just opened. That is literally the only fucking 2 times. So I said, fuck Dylan. Dylan doesn't...
Didn't we get ramen when we went to New York, too?
No, we tried to, because I wanted to go... That's my favorite ramen place, was the one in New York.
Oh, it was closed.
And it was closed on Sunday.
What did we end up getting? Just Chinese?
We ended up still getting Chinese. There was a Chinese place a little bit closer by, but, like, this was, like, hands down the best fucking ramen I ever had in my entire life. I don't remember the name of it, but I will give you close enough coordinates to it. So anyone listening, if you've ever been to New York City, at the Nintendo World... that is in New York City. Across the street from the Nintendo World, there's a Starbucks. And I know there's, like, a lot of Starbucks probably in New York. But, like, I know, like, it's literally directly across the street from Nintendo World. There's a Starbucks. And then there's a couple stores down. Like, I want to say, like, 3 or 4 stores down. There's a ramen place that is literally just, like, a door. It's like a little hole in the wall. It's a door. You open it, and then there's a flight of stairs. And you have to walk upstairs, and that's where the restaurant is. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But if you're ever in New York City and you go to Nintendo World and you really want ramen, go there. That was such a fucking good place that I went. And they were closed on Sunday, so we couldn't get it. But yeah, I treated myself to ramen. So I went and I got some ramen and I got some takoyaki. And they also have now started to serve kimchi when you show up there. Turns out I like kimchi. So that's cool. And then I went to a little Asian grocery store that is about 20 minutes away from us. And I got some snacks. And that was really exciting. And it was a nice little place. And I already want to go back because I mean, I need more money next time I go back because it is a little expensive, but it's not like crazy. Like some like imports can be like really fucking expensive, but like this was reasonable enough. Like you're definitely making $1 off of this, but you're not like killing me. So, I couldn't be too upset about it. And then I came home. So that was like the most, fun I've had all week. What about your week, Dylan?
Yeah, it was boring. Nothing exciting. I worked. And that was really it. Yeah.
You gonna talk about why we have to go to Strasbourg?
We did that last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh. I've lost concept of time, Dylan.
And my fucking wisdom teeth are all fucked up.
Yeah.
So I have to go to the dentist and get a constellation.
Constellation?
Whatever the fuck.
Consultation.
A consultation.
Constellations, the things in the sky, like the stars.
The stars align.
Like a constellation, like a little dipper. You know what I mean?
Baby's getting his teeth fixed. I don't fucking know.
I need to call dentists.
I'm gonna...
Because I want a gold tooth.
I just want my teeth knocked out at this fucking point.
I want a gold tooth, and I need a dentist, like not a cosmetologist dentist, a cosmetic dentist, to tell me how much that's gonna cost me.
I'm surprised from all the years of wrestling, I never got a tooth knocked out. I've chipped a tooth.
Who recorded this match?
Corey.
I would say it was not me.
This is downfall. You only came for my match that day. You were working.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This is when we only had 3 matches. Fun fact, DCW downfall. The show is 1 hour and 12 minutes long, right? The day was like 8 hours because we didn't start till like 4 o'clock. We were supposed to start at like 12.
Yeah.
And there was like breaks in between matches because, well, we only had... Who's on this card is what we had on the roster. Go-Go and Jaeger, Romig and Corey.
Zach Romick.
Zach Romick, me, Chris, Bryce, and then Ivan.
Was Ivan wrestling during this?
No. Just he was wrestling on the mattresses. We didn't have him in the ring yet.
Yeah.
We didn't have him in the ring yet. This was like right before he started wrestling. Look at
Go-Go's whole ass is out.
This is what made him get it. We got him a singlet. Look at this.
His whole ass just out.
Anyway, I guess we should get into the fucking things of wrestling and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we could. I got an ice cream.
You got an ice cream?
Yeah, I got an ice cream from the Asian market. It's in the fridge. You're not going to like it. You're not going to eat it either because it's a single serving. It's a little peach ice cream.
Yeah, I won't.
Speaking of, can you hand me my drink that's over there?
Anyway, let's start off with some news that broke this week and stuff, and we can talk about it. And that is NXT is coming to the ECW Arena on Wednesday, November 6th. They're going to have a Wednesday night battle again because of the election.
I was gonna say, why does the day November 6th sound
because
like, important?
it's the day after the election.
Yeah, it is.
That's why it got moved from it's Tuesday to it's Wednesday. But ECW Arena, and they had Bully Ray on NXT last night at Halloween Havoc. So I have a feeling he's gonna fucking be doing something at this show. I think he's gonna be wrestling Rich Holland because they built a whole fucking angle around it. Bully Ray.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What's your opinion on NXT coming to the ECW Arena? You know that they're gonna do something fucking ECW.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird mix. This isn't just WWE. Like it's kind of like
it's a smaller arena that they're going to, which is cool.
Yeah, but like this isn't just like a WWE thing. Like even when TNA was at the ECW Arena, it just feels weird. Like it's not a bad thing. It's cool that they still use it for wrestling, and I mean it's Philly. It's a wrestling city.
Yeah.
So but like. I don't know.
In a bad area.
It just feels wrong. Like, I feel like we should just take the ECW Arena and set it up like they never went bankrupt and just have it be like a fucking, like, tourist spot for wrestling fans or something. Like...
That'd be cool as fuck.
Let's just, I just want to preserve it.
It's already been remodeled so many times, though.
No, we can still make it work.
CZW was in there at one point.
We can still make it work.
XPW.
Wasn't CZW just around here?
CZW was based in Delaware.
No, I mean, like, weren't they just in Scranton?
They were just in Scranton, yes, at the Ritz Theater.
I was talking to
Brian Kendrick wrestled in the main event.
I was talking to our one friend from AEW show about that.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to him, too.
And I was like, yeah, I think CZW is going to be around here soon. He's like, oh, yeah, I think Dylan said it was today. And I was like, oh, wow, it's really soon.
Yeah, like, yeah, because he sent me something like, yo, they're bringing Cage of Death back.
He told me
that's
what it was.
I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And then I was like, yo, they're here today. And I don't want to give away his thing, but like he said he was working. I knew immediately because it was college football stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and then they do the college football that day, and I was like, yeah, I know what you're doing, that you're working.
Yeah, because he was like, oh, honestly, if I knew sooner, I would have tried to get the day off or something. And I'm like, that's so fair. I get that. But I was like, honestly, they'll probably be fucking back, like, because. I mean, it was out there publicly, so it's not like it's not like we can't talk about it, but it's at the Ritz Theater.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Ritz, like, a couple episodes ago about how, like, if AEW were to run smaller shows, to run at the Ritz.
The setup looked cool. I was showing you the setup, remember?
Yeah, and...
It was, like, on the stage, the ring, which was really fucking cool.
And, honestly, I think, I don't know, I could see... Because the owner of the Ritz is Josh Balls, for any of you who are... familiar with the name or not familiar with the name.
Motionless in White.
Former pianist, pianist, whatever.
Keyboardist.
Of Motionless in White, owner of Strange and Unusual, owner of the Ritz Theater.
Ex-partner of Ink Master.
Ryan Ashley.
Yeah.
But no, like genuinely, Josh has done a lot, specifically in Scranton, which is wild. But specifically in Scranton,
he's the only one from like Motionless in White that's around here anymore.
Well, yeah, he's not gonna move.
I know he's not in Motionless in White anymore. Well, besides Angelo too.
Well, yeah, Angelo tattoos out of Dixon. So yeah.
So I mean, technically, they're not Motionless anymore.
No.
This turned into a music podcast. More on that later.
But no, basically, he's like done a lot in the area for like more alternative people. Like, he's done a lot of bringing more alternative culture into the area, which a lot of people in different, like, alternative subcultures are really, really appreciative.
Well, that's, like, because of Strange and Unusual, the coffee shop, and Noir Nights, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think Noir is in the Ritz? Or near the Ritz?
I think it's in the Ritz. I think they have it in the Ritz.
Well, because I think he had the restaurant first, restaurant bar.
Yeah.
And then he just bought the Ritz or something. Like, I don't know what the man's... fucking
he's just buying
business
shit.
Plan is.
I remember so the original location to Strange and Unusual, it was in Kingston, Pennsylvania.
It still is, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was down the road from where it was at. It was next to, and it's no longer this either. It was next to a daycare that my mom worked at.
Yeah.
Like literally right next door. So you're fucking walking on this street in Kingston, and you see, I can actually describe the window because the window's no longer there either, so it's not like anyone will get doxxed or anything, but it was like a big fucking glass window, and it had Charlie Brown characters on it, and then right next door was the Strange and Unusual.
There's oddities in the window.
There's a fucking skeleton crucified on a cross because it's Easter.
Probably a real fucking skeleton too, like.
And like, my mom told me, like, he came over a few times and just being like, nothing, like, offends, like, the parents walking in here or anything. Yeah. Or, like, he was making sure, like, it was okay. Like, we're not getting too crazy, right?
Josh is really fucking cool. Like, I've only ever really met Josh a handful of times, and I think the times I've met him, I was a fan. I mean, I'm still listening to some emotional some of my stuff, but I met him as a fan because I was really young. I never met him, like, I haven't seen him personally now. But, like, no, he's a really genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, a really fucking cool dude. So, like, anyone wondering about the character of Josh Balls from Motionless in White, really fucking cool dude. If you honestly are going to visit Scranton, Pennsylvania because of The Office, stop by the Ritz and make a reservation at Noir and take the little journey. Kingston's not far from Scranton.
Not even,
but
like,
go up to Strange too.
If you're gonna visit the area, the best place to visit is Scranton, probably. Probably
In
Scranton,
our general area,
Scranton or Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe, I would say, is nicer than Scranton.
And then if you are a college student, Stroudsburg, because Stroudsburg is a college town.
Mm-hmm. No, but if you're going anywhere that's not our area, general area, go to fucking Allentown. Go to fucking have fun there.
Anyway, moving on. Speaking of TNA, because they were at the ECW arena, the Hardys are the TNA Tag Team Champions.
Good for them.
They're still doing their thing, but then TNA is refusing to put the belt on Joe Hendry.
Bad for him.
Fucking Nick Nemeth still is the champion, which is good for him, but like you have this most over guy, Joe Hendry, and TNA just doing TNA things. That recently has that I'm just catching you up on TNA. That's been going on in TNA.
My theory is Joe's gonna go to WWE.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Like that.
Jordan Grace just dropped her belt, the Masha Slamovich.
Yeah,
and her contract's up in January. And what's in January? The Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know when Joe Hendry's contract is up, but like I just have this very strong vibe he's going to WWE.
He's already in WWE practically.
Yeah,
like he's using NXT.
Yeah, so it's unfortunately kind of clear why they're not going to put the belt on him.
I know, but still.
Good for the Hardys. I mean, they deserve it. Jeff seems to be doing really fucking well.
Yeah.
I like seeing the TikToks of him with his daughter. Like he seems to like genuinely be in a good place and happy. So well deserved for them. I'm glad that the Hardys are finally tag team champions again.
All right, let's go into a big shock that happened last week. It was like literally after we recorded this fucking after
the Shockmaster.
No.
Oh.
But it literally had like the news broke literally after we were literally done recording. And that was Samantha Irvin's leaving WWE. Lillian Garcia's back, but Samantha Irvin's gone.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that.
I was gonna say, have you seen anything? Like,
yes.
Have you seen all the shit?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to.
People are giving a lot of fucking shit to her.
Well, let's explain to the people that don't know of what is going on. Let's break this down.
That's what I was getting at.
I know, but so Samantha Irvin announced last week on Twitter that she is done with WWE. Mm-hmm. And the news broke out. Well, she even said it, that the reason why she wanted to leave, because obviously there's speculation of, oh, she's going to AEW, Ricochet, yeah. But there was news breaking out of that she just didn't like announcing. Yeah.
So basically, people are giving her a lot of fucking shit because they're like, oh, well, she's going to just go announce for AEW. And she's like, actually, no, announcing was never my dream, and I didn't like the job, and I didn't really enjoy doing it. I'm actually want to do music because she's a phenomenal fucking singer. So she's like, I actually wanted to pursue music, and now I don't have to work a job that I don't like doing. And people were like, oh, what? I literally saw a comment that said, oh, so like, you know, you're just going to quit your job because your man got that big fat contract. And she's like, yeah, my husband's a millionaire now, and now I don't have to work a job I don't want to work. And I'm like, girl, I wish. Dylan, go become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck?
I mean, yeah, do what makes you happy. Whatever. It's a big shock because she was so good at it. And I actually did dig some deep in. She actually originally came to the Performance Center to train as a wrestler. And it just didn't work out, and they had her being an announcer, and she did a damn fucking good job at it.
No, she was very good at it, and
like I'm not gonna be like, oh, fuck her for leaving. Like, do what you want to do.
I mean, it is gonna be a little weird not having her voice on the wrestling shows anymore, but
Lillian Garcia's there.
But I hope that her music career takes off. And again, I've heard her sing before, and she has an absolutely beautiful fucking voice, which is probably what helped her a lot with announcing. Yeah. She has that fucking vocal range.
Yeah.
So I genuinely hope that she finds a lot of success in her music endeavors.
Man, it's just crazy that like she was a part of a big moment just not too long ago at WrestleMania 40. Like that's her voice announcing Cody Rhodes as champion. She's gone.
Yeah.
Less than a year later. It's just wild how shit like happens.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do what you want to do though.
Thinking about the bread that I bought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
let's talk about fucking something fucking stupid. And that is, they're having the fucking Costco guy wrestle QT Marshall on AEW Full Gear, the pre-show. The fucking Costco guy. The here comes the boom. Fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid.
I genuinely don't know what's happened or why this match.
I don't get it.
No, I legitimately don't know why this match was announced because I didn't see Collision. I didn't see Rampage. So I might have missed something.
It's just the fucking Costco guy just fucking... I don't fucking know. It's fucking stupid. The stupid Costco guy. Like, I hate it. It's fucking stupid. I don't get it. It's dumb. I don't get the hype. People that fucking like it are fucking childish.
Corey's not recording this match. Corey's in the background.
Oh, someone else is then. Maybe Ivan?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because Bryce isn't either, because Bryce is there.
Neither am I. Because goddamn.
See, Corey's right there.
Because goddamn, I ain't fucking recording shit, motherfucker.
It wasn't me, obviously, but...
Anyway. I love this promo because he's bleeding, bro. He's fucking bleeding. And Bryce is just interviewing him, and Jaeger's fucking bleeding.
He's just like standing there like a rock. Like, look at him. He's not moving. He's like a statue.
Yeah, I hope people watch like this shit, like that I say, like DCW, because bro, Jacob Jaeger looks like Ishii.
No, he doesn't.
Anyway, let's move on. Monday Night Raw. We can talk about backyard wrestling later on in this episode. So they made me interested in Bronson Reed.
Did they?
It took about 2 years.
What did they do?
This whole thing that they're doing with like him and Seth Rollins of him just fucking causing mayhem.
Oh.
Like they're booking him good, and it's making me interested in him. And I'm really interested to see him versus Seth Rollins because that's happening at Crown Jewel. So I'm very interested to see that happen. Like I'm digging what they're doing with him, I should say. I think I'm finally understanding the Bronson Reed shit now.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know how I feel about him still. I mean, I'm happy to see Seth. You know, I love Seth. So I'll be here for anything that Seth's involved in, but I don't know. I just don't get it. I'm not like that big into him. Sure, fine, whatever, you know.
I just like Bronson Reed, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. So the Wyatt Six are going to be feuding with the Final Testament.
Took them about a month before they just shit all over the Wyatt Six.
Man.
Give or take.
What are they I don't understand what they're fucking trying to do with Karrion Kross. He was so good at NXT. What the fuck are they doing with him?
Yeah, I don't know. He was good in NXT. He came up and he was a BDSM dude. And then they got rid of him.
Yo, he lost in 3 minutes to Jeff Hardy.
And they got rid of him. And now he's back and they're just doing dumb shit with him again.
I'm so confused. I love that I'm in the ring. I get to do the announcing for this match because it's the world title.
I'm still mad at Corey for cutting his hair.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Just want him to know that.
Like, Nevada, I still gotta film a promo. I'll probably just do that tomorrow because I gotta film shit for NUW. And it's like...
Oh my god!
Oh man, Zach Roman came out wearing the bikers.
Oh my god!
Zach Roman!
Why did we do this to Corey?
Corey was fine with it. He accepted it. But I gotta film shit with like for NUW. And like,
can you get this twink off my fucking screen?
No. And Navon was fucking like telling me, like he was messaging me the other day, like what promos I needed to cut. And I was like, wait, if Corey has to cut promos too, this is gonna make no fucking sense because you're gonna see the matches and Corey's hair is long, but then he's gonna cut a promo now and his hair is short.
I think we should send Corey a wig.
Because I have to message Corey, but Navon was like, yeah, Corey says something about he wants to get with you and film stuff. And it's like, wait, Corey wants to come down here and film stuff with me? Because, like we still gotta, like, technically film. Like, I'm breaking kayfabe here. I don't care. I technically still gotta film something of, like, him, like, jumping me and me going down the stairs. Because that's how, like, the tables match went.
That's true.
And that's all happened 2 years ago, bro.
Well, your hair is different.
I know, but I usually just put on, like, a hoodie or some shit and, like, just...
Corey will get some clip-in extensions.
Yeah, something like
actually. That. He'll be fine.
Anyway, back to this. I just added this in here because so people can understand why this episode is called what it is. Braun Breaker, in a promo, literally said, "I didn't come here for a cheesesteak." And it fucking had me dying. I didn't come here for a cheesesteak because they were in Philly. They're in Hershey tonight.
I didn't come here for a chocolate bar.
We should have fucking went.
No.
Then the main event was Braun versus Jey Uso for the Intercontinental title. Braun wins. Braun and Jacob Fatu came face to face, which made my dick really hard. And the Bloodline was there, and the Jey Uso saga, and yeah. They needed a reason for Jey to lose the belt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sorry, Jey. Don't know why they put the belt on you for a couple of weeks, but...
And then put it right back on Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay. Whatever. Moving on. This created a lot of discourse during the week. And, well, Carlito in a backstage segment. And I quote. And I'm saying and I quote because these are not my words. These are Carlito's words. And they are exactly Carlito's words. Not even WWE words. Carlito's words. There was an Io Sky... I'm sorry, I don't quote yet. My bad. There was an Io Sky and Kairi Sane, like, thing going on with Adam Pearce or some shit like that.
Like a backstage segment.
Yeah, backstage segment. Carlito walks in. And I quote, "I gotta learn Chinese." End quote. Supposedly the line was not planned. So Carlito was shooting. And supposedly the girls were okay with it happening. But still. What the fuck?
Some people just shouldn't talk. Like, some people just shouldn't say certain things.
Bro, like, it was just like... Like, you could have said anything else.
He could have used the right fucking... Like, he could... If he really wanted to say that, or something along the lines, he could have just said the correct term of, "Man, I need to learn Japanese." Like... It's just very frustrating and annoying, and it's like almost exhausting of something to hear at this point where people lump all Asian cultures together into just being Chinese. Like, it is... I don't even know like the word to say for it, but it is just exhausting. Like, it is 2024. We should know better now. We should know that there's different parts of fucking Asia. And we should know that there's different fucking cultures in Asia.
Yeah.
Like, what's the word I'm looking for? God. Like, I'm Italian. What is that? Nationalities.
Yeah.
Like, and it's... I don't know, maybe it just pisses me off because my mom's the type of person to just be like, "Oh, it's like that fucking McDonald's fucking bullshit."
Bro, this segment did remind me of, like, your mom.
Like,
it really did.
So, okay,
Oh,
we're gonna give some context. So,
oh no.
Back when McDonald's did that, like, manga anime style collab, where it's called like Whack Donald's or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had like a new sauce or something. I don't know, but it was all like Japanese theme with like the cups and the packaging. Like there was katakana on like the McNuggets box. It said McNuggets in katakana. And it said like McDonald, or it said Whack-Donald's like on like the regular logo, but in katakana. And my mom posted a picture of like the fries that had the katakana on it.
Oh man.
And was like, OMG, China taking over McDonald's now? When will it end? And I'm like,
what the
are you fucking serious? Like, first of all, read the goddamn room. There's anime and a manga and Japanese fucking everywhere. Like, I'm not just saying the anime and the manga shit. Like, there's literal Japanese scripture everywhere. But because of the straight up ignorance that people have, it's just like, oh, it must all be Chinese because I can't read it and it looks like squiggly lines. And it's like, first of all, if you look at Chinese and you look at hiragana and katakana, it is so fucking different. So fucking different. I mean, obviously Japanese kanji that's taken from Chinese, like, from the Chinese, basically, and a lot of it's shared. So that doesn't necessarily count. But if we're talking about the other fucking written forms of Japanese that are out there, they're so fucking different. Especially katakana looks nothing like fucking kanji. Nothing at all. And it drove me up a fucking wall because I'm like, not only are you just being fucking racist and just being like China's taking over, but you're also being fucking racist in being so fucking ignorant to not even be able to distinguish the two. And if you have such a fucking problem, and I didn't say that specific, but I did say this pretty much verbatim. I'm just like, this is what this is. It literally translates to Whack-Donald. And if you're gonna be this concerned about China taking over, you better fucking learn the goddamn fucking written form of Chinese. Because that is not fucking Chinese, and you're literally scared at the McDonald's because, oh no, there's Japanese here.
Oh
no, the anime drawings that are on the fucking...
The anime!
On the LED boards, not the anime.
Not the weebs!
Not the fucking McDonald's capitalizing off of the fucking anime manga culture that comes from Japan to make a quick buck from the fucking weebs in America.
It's not the great satanic panic of 1980, it's the great anime panic of 2024.
And I grew, like, my mom, literally, I mean, I don't want to say she raised me, but, like, you know, I existed around my mom. Like, I was there. And consistently watching different types of animes, I was buying stuff with my parents.
She probably just thought it was fucking cartoons, bro.
I was buying stuff with my parents' fucking debit and credit cards, with permission, from Japan, getting packages in the mail with fucking Japanese fucking writing on it. Like, I literally asked for my room to be decorated traditionally, in like traditional Japanese style. Like, I was fucking full on into this fucking shit at the ripe age of like 10.
She probably just thought it was cartoons, though, to be fair.
To be fair, dog, I asked for my bedroom to be decorated with traditional Japanese fucking themes.
Because I don't think, like, my parents know the difference between, like, anime or cartoons.
I'm not saying necessarily know the difference between, like, this is an Americanized cartoon and this is a Japanese
me showing my
cartoon.
dad anime.
I want to show your dad anime. I'm showing your dad Naruto. We're starting him off strong.
No, he probably knows who Naruto is.
We're starting him off strong.
He probably knows who Naruto is.
But
he knows who, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is and Pokemon and shit like that.
But, like, even if they didn't know the difference between what's an Americanized cartoon and what's a Japanese cartoon, right? The point is I was very, very, very heavily, explicitly speaking this is Japanese. This is Japanese. This is from Japan. Like, it wasn't like this is Asian. It was this is Japanese. This is correct, this is incorrect. At like the age of like 10 or 11. Like, it was very, and it was not even just me. Like, also my brother was into a lot of stuff. Not as much as I was, but like, it was very prevalent in me growing up. I remember when I got the Tokyo Mew Mew toys, And there were 2 different variations of which you could buy online. They're very fucking expensive, but I ended up getting a couple of them for a pretty reasonable price.
Man, this match is ass.
I remember the one time I ordered one of the Tokyo Mew Mew toys, and I remember getting it cheaper because it was the Korean variant. It had Korean on it. It was sold in Korea. And I remember specifically explaining the difference in writing of Korean, of the Korean alphabet, essentially, and the Korean writing style in comparison to the Japanese ones, and how I knew it was Korean and how I knew it was different, and that's why it was cheaper. I mean, I'm assuming that's why it was cheaper. Every single one that was for sale on the internet from Korea was cheaper than the ones from Japan. I don't know why. That's just how they were. But at the time, I was like, this is how I know, and this is how I know that this is Korean, because this lines up in my 10-year-old brain. The fact that the point in this, right, going back on the topic, is I don't care that it's a one-off thing, and people are always going to complain on the internet of, oh, you're being butthurt and everything's offensive and this, that, and the other thing. And, no. I'm glad that Kyrie and Io were fine with it, and that they didn't take offense to it and everything. The point is that the argument is fucking exhausting.
Why was it even said?
Why was it said? It didn't fucking need to be said. It wasn't in your fucking script. But it's just an exhausting fucking narrative of lumping all of the fucking Asian cultures together to Chinese because nobody actually wants to learn the fucking difference or even be fucking, people are fine living in ignorance for the rest of their life. And that's just what it perpetuates. And that just allowed that same fucking narrative to continue to perpetuate. And it's just fucking, it's stupid. And it shouldn't have been said. And anyway, no, the McDonald's collab was not Chinese.
Anyway, moving on to Dynamite. That was Raw. So Dynamite now. First things first. Shelton Benjamin and MVP are great. What are your thoughts on all?
They've always been great.
But what's your thoughts on what they're doing in AEW so far? It's only been 3 weeks.
Well, I like that MVP took my advice and he's just handing out his business card to everyone he runs into in the locker room.
We booked the show.
That is great. No, I like it. I mean, their whole thing right now is go out there and wreck shit.
I'm interested to see when Bobby Lashley shows up. What's going to happen?
I am very interested in that. I'm going to say Full Gear.
Probably Full Gear.
Unless he's showing up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because a special AEW, it's Fight Night.
This is what I have written down for this next thing. Don Callis looks like a thumb. And Kyle Fletcher is nothing like Will Ospreay because he shaved his head in the middle of the ring.
I don't want to talk about this.
Kyle Fletcher's part of the Romper Stompers now.
So yeah, Don Callis looks like a fucking thumb.
He looks like a thumb.
And also, it was really funny because my mood switched so fast during this segment because Kyle was taking his shirt or jacket off or whatever. He's taking his top off.
Bro, this was a wild episode of Dynamite of just. Well, we'll talk about my experience of what I found out during Dynamite in a couple of minutes.
But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Kyle Fletcher took his jacket off. And I was like, oh my god, he's showing his new tattoos because he just finished his sleeve. And then literally 2 seconds later, he shaves his head.
Bro, he looks like Nigel
and it was
McGuinness when he fucking shaved his head.
It really went from yippee, yahoo, Kyle Fletcher's tattoos to I'm in hell.
Bro, he shaved his whole head.
I'm very upset about it. I'm still upset about it.
He said, fuck this. I'm shaving this fucking shit.
I'm very, very upset about it. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this segment, Dylan?
Don Callis looks like a fucking thumb.
Who's that on the outside of the ring and why are they,
It's Stone.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
This is Days of Self-Destruction. The shitty show. Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on it. It's fucking... I guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, girl's hair was fried, so it was kind of coming.
The feud is based off of a Tiger Driver, so that's cool. They're trying to make Orange Cassidy serious.
Orange Cassidy's suffering.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, later on. But yeah, they're trying to make Orange Cassidy serious. I just had that written down because they're trying to make him serious. So I'm not dogging on it. I'm just saying it's interesting to see what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna read what I have written down. but then I'm going to give a whole context of what I've learned when this match was happening, because we didn't really fucking watch this match. I was learning some things. And Chris Jericho is the Ring of Honor champion, and Ishii is back. This shit fucking sucks. So now, during the match, I noticed something on Facebook. One of Lyssie's friends
Oh my god.
post something. And, like, Lyssie's already talking to them or whatever at this point.
Yeah, because they were telling me about their fucking credit card being compromised, their debit card being compromised.
Lyssie's already in a conversation with them. But, like, I noticed this Facebook post. So Lyssie just straight up, like, asked them or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say who it was, just for privacy purposes.
That's why I'm just saying friend and them.
But, so they posted about being hate crimed at their manager's meeting that they were at. And I was like, what? What the fuck happened? Because, like, that's very not, of the company that you work at. Like, that shouldn't, the company's very good with stuff like that, so that's very weird. So I messaged and I said, not only did your fucking credit card get compromised, but you were hate crimed? Like, what the fuck happened? And basically, I'm not gonna go too much into specifics. Even though, like, we're not saying who this is. Like, I'm still just not going to go too much into specifics about it. But basically, this person was being kind of singled out for a community that they're a part of. And all of the other store managers or whatever I should say at this managers meeting, were basically dogging on this community. They were just straight up dogging on this fucking community and basically be like, we should be able to fire people that are a part of this because we think it's weird and we think it's stupid and we think it's this and we think it's that. And my friend is like, what the fuck? Like, this is not very cash money inclusivity of y'all. I hate this. What the fuck? I was telling me about it. I was sending me some voice messages and whatnot about the whole thing. I was just being like, dude, like, this company is very inclusive about a lot of things and has allowed people in different communities to, like, has profited off of different communities as well that a lot of people would deem cringe and actually have problematic people involved in them, like bronies. And
oh man,
I was like, oh god, yeah, the fucking bronies.
Yeah, they're sending voice messages to each other right next to me, and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, so Dylan's like, what the fuck's a brony?
Yeah, I never heard of this term.
And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, what the fuck is a brony? How the fuck do you not know what a fucking brony is?
I never heard of this term.
And I'm like, you know a brony. You know what bronies are. And he's like, no, I don't. I'm like, yes, you do. They're like grown men that watch My Little Pony. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you've never in your life.
Never.
And you are not that much younger than me.
I
so
just
like,
never heard of the term.
You've never heard of a brony. And he goes, no. And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to have to educate you on some bronies.
Mind you, Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho are having a ladder match during this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we're not
paying
watching.
attention.
We're not paying attention.
So I pull up, like, you know, the terminology of brony, and I was like, yeah, like, I'm sure you've seen people wearing, like, these shirts before, right? And he's like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, no? This is how I know that I was into fandoms when Dylan was... I don't know what you were doing when I was into fandoms.
Well, how old were you when you were in the fandoms?
I mean, we're ranging from, like, age 7 to now. So, dude, I don't know.
Age 7 till now? Or 5?
Well, you were 5 when I first got into fans,
yeah,
but bronies...
Five.
Bronies, I think...
I was really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bronies, I think, really took off, like...
Yeah, when was the prime brony?
I think it was, like, when I was in high school was when bronies were taking off. So I'd say between 2012 and 2016.
Okay, so, like...
Maybe a little earlier.
End of middle school for me, beginning of high school for me. So what was that? I was really into spiking my hair and looking like Chester.
So Dylan was into nu metal when I was into fucking fandoms.
Yeah.
So, not, like, apparently somehow not crossing paths. But yeah, no, so we never heard the terminology, so we were looking it up, and I was explaining things to him and showing pictures of what essentially bronies are and the controversies about bronies. And then we got into one controversy and one situation that happened.
I never heard of such a fucking thing.
And
People are fucked up. That's all I'm gonna say.
so when Chris Jericho is climbing the ladder to pull down the Ring of Honor championship belt, I say the words to Dylan, the Rainbow Dash jar. And well, if you're under the age of 18, don't look it up. If you're over the age of 18,
I'm not looking that shit up.
Don't look it up.
I fucking refuse. Like, no, I'm not looking this up.
But to put it into a terminology that I feel comfortable saying.
I got this. They get excited with a My Little Pony toy in a jar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Rainbow Dash figure in a jar.
They put the cream on the bagel.
And there's things that happen. And Dylan never heard about this. So I really ruined his life while Chris Jericho won the Ring of Honor World Championship.
It was a 1-2 punch, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know it's not funny to joke about, but I'm surprised I'm still here telling the story.
Yeah, I know, he got whiplash.
I'm surprised that that wasn't the end of me.
Yeah, I ruined his day.
Because anyone else, that would have fucking just done.
The Rainbow Dash jar would definitely kill a Victorian child. If you told the Victorian child about a Rainbow Dash jar, they would probably just instantly die.
All right, moving
Disintegrate
on.
to dust.
Moving on from one brony to another, and that's Christian Cage.
Christian Cage isn't a fucking brony.
I'm accusing him of being a brony.
I'm not accusing Christian Cage of being a fucking brony.
He's a brony. I guess he attacked Taz, and Kip, he's probably a brony.
No.
Siding with Christian, I have no idea. That's what I have written down.
Kip Sabian's really pretty.
I don't know what's going on with this fucking story thing that they're going on. Is Kip trying to love Hook or
We'll find out what's going
Nick
on.
Wayne
They'll explain it. But what we need to be focusing on more right now is the fact that Kip's getting TV time. And that's fucking important to me.
Yes, and then moving on to the last thing that happened on Dynamite, and that's the Romper Stompers killed Chuck Taylor. They murdered him. Chuck Taylor's dead.
So are we not going to talk about the Young Bucks challenging Private Party and telling them that if their Private Party being like, hey, we want another shot at the belts.
Private Party better win.
And if we don't win, we'll split up.
Private Party better win.
All right, well, I guess we're not going to fucking talk about that.
Private Party better win. What's there to talk about? They've been feuding for 4 weeks. They had a match a few weeks ago.
But what do you think about the stipulation?
Private Party better win. It's a cool stipulation, but hopefully Private Party wins. It's a dumb concept of breaking up a tag team like that. Private Party better win. It's a cool concept if it's what they did with SCU a couple years ago, but Private Party better win. Because realistically, what the fuck are they gonna do if they're split up? What are they gonna do? Exactly. Moving on to SmackDown to a better fucking tag team. And that's the Motor City Machine Guns that are the new tag champs. You didn't watch SmackDown. You weren't home, right?
No, I was working.
Yeah, you're working. So, Motor City Machine Guns faced DIY.
Mm-hmm.
The match started a little bit after 9 o'clock, and it was built as the main event. So it was yeah, that's fucking weird and whatnot. Motor City Machine Guns went, and it's oh, cool. They're the number one contenders. There's 15 minutes left in the show. Maybe a half hour at this point, actually. There's still quite a few time. The Bloodline comes out. And then the Bloodline challenge Motor City Machine Guns for the belts, right then and there. And Motor City Machine Guns I bet. So they have the match. Motor City Machine Guns versus Guerrillas of Destiny. Motor City Machine Guns win thanks to the help of Roman, Jimmy, and Jay. They gave Motor City Machine Guns their moments. They win the tag belts. Their second week there. So thank God. Thank God. And then Jey Uso is back with the Bloodline.
I like that they put it on a random SmackDown.
Yeah, it was just really random.
Like,
all of this was just random on SmackDown.
Genuinely, I'm surprised they didn't wait for a pay-per-view to do it, because that's very WWE of them.
Wait, what are you talking about? The tag team title
To change
switch?
the belts, yeah.
No, like, when's the last time the tag belts were defended on a pay-per-view? It's been a while.
I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised that they decided to do a belt change on a free televised event, which is good. I don't hate that, because I like when they do that, because it makes people like, oh shit, I should probably actually watch the weekly show, because something like this could just happen.
I was gonna say, the tag thing doesn't shock me. I'm happy it happened. I'm happy it happened that fast, too. I'm more shocked of the Bloodline stuff happening this fast and on a free SmackDown.
That's true, but...
Like, I think it's happening too fast, but I know where they're going with this, and that's Survivor Series, and we're, like, fucking a month away. But, like, my theory was wrong. It was done good. That's why I'm not really complaining on it. My theory was wrong, though, of I don't think the Bloodline should help Roman. I think it should be other people that help Roman that he hasn't fucked over. But, I mean, we knew that wasn't going to happen.
I mean, still, who would help Roman?
Cody did.
Yeah, but now he's, like, stuck with Kevin.
He's costing him his friendships.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, friendships will collide at Crown Jewel. We're going to give predictions. It's the Saudi Arabia show. Blah, blah, blah. Blood money. Singles match for the Crown Jewel Championship. Gunther versus Cody Rhodes.
Gunther.
Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship.
I don't care.
Liv Morgan.
Probably.
Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Probably Seth.
I want Seth to win.
It's probably going to be Seth. By the way, there's more than 5 matches on this card. There's 7.
Wow!
Yeah. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Kevin
in a screwy way.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he's going to be the heel.
Yeah.
Triple threat. So, I forgot to mention this. So, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade had their 7th match of the Best 7 series with LA Knight as a special guest referee on SmackDown, and the match got thrown out. It was funny because we're getting a triple threat match for the U.S. title in Saudi Arabia, and that is LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. LA Knight's probably winning.
Yeah, I think he's going to retain.
And Andrade's probably taking the pin.
Unfortunately.
A fatal 4-way tag team title match for the women's tag team titles. Jade and Bianca versus Kairi Sane and Io Sky, Last Legend and Jakira Jackson, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
I mean, Bianca and Jade are probably winning.
Probably. And then...
Although I want Kairi and Io to have the belts.
Well, because last week's SmackDown was taped, so this was spoiled. Spoiler alert. In a 6-man tag team match, Roman and the Usos versus the Bloodline.
The Bloodline.
The Bloodline win, because the baby faces will win War Games.
Yeah.
But I forgot that SmackDown was taped because they're going to Saudi Arabia and stuff. But yeah, that's Crown Jewel. We will talk about it next week. Unfortunately. Moving on. Since it's Halloween, well, it's almost Halloween, we decided to get in the spirit and watch a match from Halloween Havoc 1997. And that was Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero for the WCW Cruiserweight title, mask versus title. What do you think of this match? It's everyone says that this is probably one of the best WCW matches of all time.
Lucha.
Yes.
Lucha.
Yes.
Lucha.
Do you agree that this is probably, like, you've seen a handful of WCW matches? Is this one of the best ones you've ever seen?
Yeah. I mean, how can it not be? You have fucking Eddie Guerrero, the fucking GOAT.
And Rey Mysterio.
And Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Like, that's not... I mean, first of all, Eddie and Rey have always just had phenomenal chemistry. You know what I mean? Like, and I think even Rey was talking about it. About how, like, the second he stepped in the ring with Eddie, like, the chemistry was just there.
Yeah, they just knew.
And, I mean, again, cool lucha shit. I can't not love cool lucha shit.
I fucking love it. I think people should go out of their way and watch cool lucha shit of Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio from WCW Halloween Havoc 1997. Alright, we can talk about the fun stuff now. And we can shit on people and whatnot.
Kids had their fun. Now
Yeah.
it's time for the men.
And now it's time for the men. So, we're going to start with my way back Wednesday match that I posted last Wednesday. And then we'll explain the next step on this. So, it's from KWA Fight Club. It is myself as Danny Vallow versus Jacob Stone. It's technically a DCW show, but it was released via KWA because this was after the big second explosion of DCW happened. It was actually the last DCW recording ever. But it's me versus Jacob Stone in a no disqualification match. And the whole story and context into this is I won the DCW Rumble. I am the face of DCW. I'm proving I used to be like this. I used to be the biggest heel. I was MJF at one point in DCW. Like everyone hated me, yada yada yada. I turned babyface. I'm proving to everyone that I'm a different person. I'm growing and all of that. So I'm literally defending DCW like with honor and everything like that. The Midnight Crew is there. They're this fucking stupid faction trying to take over DCW. I'm in a feud with them at this point. And then I finally get past the guy in the Midnight Crew. Like that should be it. My problems are done. I'm the 570 champion. And then Bryce shows up and attacks me. That motherfucker. Beats the fuck out of me. Jacob Yeager saves me. Cradles me in his arms. No, he didn't do that. But Bryce attacks me. And now Bryce is leading an invasion. So DCW itself has a Midnight Crew problem of Midnight Crew running rampant. But now they have invaders of KWA. I cut this fucking amazing goddamn promo that we made it seem like it was a shoot. After Bryce attacked me, I get up and I'm like, everyone in the fucking locker room. And we get in the locker room. It's DCW Out for Blood, Electric 2 Boogaloo. You can just... there'll be a link for one of these shows in the description. You can go watch it. But I cut this fucking promo. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck who has a problem with X, Y, and Z. We're gonna band together here and fucking take down KWA. So that's the main worry now. So I win the Rumble because we have a DCW Rumble. So now I'm heading for the world title. But KWA is still causing problems with me at this point and everything. So I have to go through Jacob Stone. Which there's history between Danny Vallow and Jacob Stone. Because the year prior, Danny Vallow, Delvon at the time, broke his foot. Shoot, I broke my foot. And Jacob Stone was kind of like being booked in limbo at this point. I didn't really know what to do with him. He's very limited. But I didn't know what to do with him. And was just trying to figure things out. And this was a point he stepped up. So like Stone really stepped up and I was like, okay. I'm going to stick Stone with me. And also Zach Webb. Because I'm the biggest heel. And we're going to have this heel faction called the Keystone Alliance. Because I'm anti-DCW at this point. So these fucks, they join me. Jacob Stone wins the belt under my guidance. Like, I'm literally in his corner at DCW's biggest event of the year, Pure Carnage. While he beats Jacob Yeager, the top babyface at that point in DCW, for the belt. But then a couple episodes later, I'm cutting like this promo where it's like, we're the world champion. We're and then he's like, we. And then I have a match against him. He beats me. I go on and do my own thing. Life goes on and everything. But he kind of comes back and like there's like this whole weird thing of like, oh, like Jacob Stone and Danny Vallow, like they definitely don't like each other and everything like that. And there was a cool moment in the Rumble between me, Webb, and Stone where we started just beating the fuck out of each other because it was the three of us and it was the Keystone Alliance reunion. So it was really cool. So the episode prior to this, which this match isn't released, but I actually still have this match, but I'm not going to release it. Jacob Stone has to face Sifa Tonga, who is with me at this point. And if Jacob Stone wins, he faces me. He beats Sifa Tonga. So we have this match. Lyssie, what did you think of this match?
Well, first, I just want to state something that kind of has to do with what we're talking about, but kind of not. That thumbnail, that's the finish. Why did they use the thumbnail? Why did they use the finish for the thumbnail?
Ah, man.
Like, I know that, like, no one that watches that yet is going to know.
Well, to be fair, that thumbnail's the finish, too.
That's after the finish.
Like, that's the finish.
But that's after the finish. That's like,
that's mid-match. That's still the best thumbnail.
I'm just saying, like, I literally am looking at that. I'm like, that's literally, like, the finish to the match. But anyway, no, it was a good match. I just wish that, how do I put this? I just wish you didn't get hurt in the match. And it's not because of Stone. Not because of Stone.
So...
I just wish that, like...
This was one of my final matches, fun fact.
I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, I don't think it was necessarily, visible in the match, but I feel like you and Stone probably felt very limited in this match because of the ring.
No, so... Backstory here, of as I said, of, this was the last DCW show. So, I know we talked about this a few days ago. I got a few things wrong when we were talking about it because I did a lot of thinking and I connected everything. So this is what happened in those days leading up to everything. So we were having this show. We went up on Saturday and to set everything up. Things were still kind of weird and odd, but not really weird and odd. And that's going to be a running theme in this story of weird and odd. Of like, it was a normal day of going to set up shit. If you know what I mean, of cool, we're going to do wrestling, but also I got to deal with fucking XYZ, fucking all these fucks. I have fucking people, I don't want to fucking drive and everything. Because if you remember, we'll get to that. If you remember, we lied and said we're going to be running late to the show the next day because you did not want to drive them. Mm-hmm. So just remember that. We forgot to mention that to each other. And I had the card already written out. And some people weren't happy with certain things and whatnot. There was like we were building up to the fucking stupid deathmatch tournament, but we were also building up to pure carnage. I'm using these fucks names too, but wrestling names. Because it's just easier for me. But so don't fucking come at me. But we were building the Chaos versus Coyote Black.
Ew.
Yeah. And Coyote didn't fucking want to wrestle fucking Chaos. Understandable. But also at the same time, just fucking do it.
He also had no room to talk.
Yes, exactly.
He had no room to talk, and he was new into this. He had no room to say what he does and doesn't want to do.
But like, he was like, I'm just like, can I just fucking fake an injury, or like, can I just be written out, blah blah blah. He's like, he's up my ass about all this shit, and like, I'm ready about to like just fucking strangle him and stuff. And to be fair, this was at a time, because if you remember, there was a running joke amongst the boys of, fuck, who's Dylan gonna feel bad for this time, this week of who, because there was like this thing of, I'm not trying to knock anyone. I'm not trying to knock anyone's abilities. Because I sound serious. When I knock people's abilities and stuff, it's out of a joking matter and everything. I'm telling the truth of how this story is supposed to be told. And I'm just speaking it because these are good stories to be told and whatnot, and it's good for healing. But there was always a running joke of who's Dylan gonna feel bad for this week, because because when I did the card, I knew what to do, but then it was always, fuck, I gotta put Chaos versus Dabbing J, oh, fuck, or Chaos versus Cheeks, fuck, and
Chaos versus Dabbing J, what a fucking terrible match.
Yeah, but this particular episode, it was Chaos versus Cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Cheeks couldn't be there the day of the show because his grandma had Alzheimer's and stuff. Like, there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
But he was there that Saturday, so we filmed that match that day.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, all right, no big deal. We got the ref shirt. Fucking, I think Sifa was the ref. I was like, Sifa, put on the ref. I'll fucking record.
Yeah.
And everything, because you weren't there.
No, that was at work.
So, and I told Cheeks, I was like, Cheeks, the match can literally just go 5 minutes. Like, you're technically winning. It's literally technically just supposed to be a brawl. Like, you're not even making a whole entrance.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, it's a big brawl. Like, the match kind of just happens because we needed it. We needed to do this for story purposes of showing off our world champion of taking on all comers, and Chaos was a different challenge for him. Mm-hmm. And that's what that was. So they had this match, and it's dog shit. Mm-hmm. It was bad. It was dog shit. And you can visibly tell that Cheeks was pissed. Mind you, this ring, backstory, ring is a boxing ring. It's stiffer. It fucking sucked.
It doesn't have any sort of like bounce like a wrestling ring.
It's not a wrestling ring. The match that the match that me and Stone are in is a boxing ring. But and like after the match, Cheeks just comes up to me and he's like, "Man, I can't fucking do it anymore, man." Like, and shit like that. And like the explosion was gonna happen that night, but I held off the explosion. I was like, "No, we have the show tomorrow. Like, just fucking relax and everything." And there was already like kind of talks of like we were pulling a Pro Wrestling Noah when everyone fucking left All Japan and went to Pro Wrestling Noah. We were doing that, but everyone was leaving DCW and doing what this show would have been called WSF, but then it just ended up being KWA again. But like, so we're like, yeah, we're going to be doing WSF. Like, we'll just get through tomorrow's show and see how it goes and everything like that and whatnot. And like, we're home. All right, we're having the show. Like, we're going to have the show tomorrow. And Lissy's like, I really don't want to give them a ride. So
yeah, I didn't want to go.
And I was like, I kind of want to go only because I want to wrestle like Stone. And that's really about it. And plus, like, I was never the one. I never had that, like, feeling ever when I was wrestling of, like, I don't want to go do this. I might have said it, but I didn't fucking mean it.
Can we just backtrack for a second here?
Yeah.
And put a pin in it. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, the reason I didn't want to go and the reason we were all, like, about to freak out, was it because of the ring, and was that already brought up about the ring not being safe and the ring not being suitable for wrestling, and there was a argument about that?
There was a few things going on with this. A lot of people were mad at Chaos and Jaeger.
Yes.
Because of the deathmatch tournament.
Yes.
All of us were just trying to either turn it into a hardcore tournament, or we were gonna have we were gonna have deathmatch tournament at Cheeks' house. Because we couldn't have it in the yard that we were having in because there was kids there, but Cheeks was cool with having it in his yard.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That problem is solved. There was also a little bit of saltiness because the commentary fucking sucks. And Bryce was like, let me do commentary. Because Bryce is fucking great at commentary. Mm-hmm. So we're trying it's pulling teeth, like being like, hey, just let fucking Bryce do commentary and whatnot. So there's that as well. And then there's already a little bit of other saltiness because we had it already confirmed that Bryce was bringing up the ring probably within the next 2 weeks to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he wasn't there for this show.
No.
But, no, was he? No, he wasn't there for this show. And that was the reason, because the ring would have been probably brought up that day. Because we had it figured out of, like, what we were going to do, but then Bryce was like, wait 2 weeks because of fucking X, Y, and Z. Okay, whatever. So there's already a bit of saltiness. You knew I was already in a mood because on the way home, I almost wanted to crash the fucking car and just drive off the fucking bridge because they were arguing in the fucking car.
Wasn't I driving?
No, you weren't there for this. This was right. This was on the way home. There was arguments in the fucking car, and I'm just trying to drive, and I almost fucking wanted to swerve in the fucking traffic and kill everyone, including myself. Sorry.
No, I get that because I've had the situation where they've been arguing in the back of the
car.
No,
I'm just saying sorry for YouTube purposes.
Who cares?
Because I just literally said I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not. I'm still alive. I'm not depressed. Maybe just a little bit.
Anyway, continue on.
But you were like, I don't fucking want to go. Like, I don't want to go either. Hey, Jacob Yeager. Do you mind taking them tomorrow? Because we gotta do this and we might be running late. Yeah, no problem. Hey, Chaos. So you're gonna go with Yeager tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. We get up there. Mind you, we get up there butt fucker. Like, we're there before everyone. Like, we are like the first people there.
I think we're just like, oh yeah, no, it wasn't. We actually didn't run as late as we thought.
But it was a weird vibe because the yard is fucking huge to begin with. But like before shows, and Lissy can confirm, everyone's hanging out, talking to each other. Like, oh, I'm
bumping in the ring.
Bumping in the ring. I'm getting asked 9,000 different questions. I never had a chance to sit down before a show.
Yeah.
Like, I was fucking running rampant before the show always because everyone was always asking me like, oh, like this. I'm trying to fucking work with people, all this. It was kind of like that, but it was weird. It was a certain group of people in this corner of the yard and a certain group of people sitting backstage. And no one really communicating.
Yeah.
And then the recording happens. There's a fatal 4-way match that Dabbing Jay gets like tied up in the match or whatever. But like all 4 of them did not want to be in this match. And the only reason why this match happened is because we were building up to the deathmatch tournament and all 4 of these fucks wanted to be in it. So I was building a fucking story around this fatal 4-way match or whatever. And the match happens, blah, blah, blah. Recording goes on. Everything's clicking. We started on time. People were ready. Things were going good. Minus like some people not talking to each other. And that was brought up throughout the days of like me and Stone were talking like before a match, like, man, today's just really weird. So me and Stone have this match. And at one point, we're having this match, and it's probably one of Stone's best matches, not to fucking toot my own horn or anything, but Stone sucked in the ring, to be fair, but had good matches against people that were good, which we're going to talk about not one, but two Jacob Stone matches that were actually pretty good today. But we have this match. It's a no disqualification match. We're doing some pretty funny shit and some fun shit. It was a fun match. At one point he gives me a uranagi, and it looks like he slams me like a motherfucker. But he doesn't. It was a normal Jacob Stone slam. When he fucking slammed me, it wasn't his fault. I took this bump. Mind you, it's a boxing ring, so it's stiffer. It's plywood. I hit this ring. I bump. And I'm like, fuck, that hurt. Like, that really hurt. So the adrenaline kicks in. We're still going throughout this match and everything. The finish happens. I hit him with the Pepsi twist. 1, 2, 3. I go to get up out of the ring. Like, I roll out of the ring because I can't stand up. You see me, like, sit up, but I have trouble sitting up towards the end of the match. If you watch this match, link in description. At the point where I say, fuck KWA, I get out of the ring. My legs go numb. I go to stand, my legs go numb, I fall down. I hold my back. I'm like, oh no. What the fuck? And then everything comes back to feeling. It was like a quick like shock through my system. I was like, what the fuck? And my neck was hurting and shit. We do the whole fucking ending thing where Stone's like, this is where I knew that this was the end of DCW, because this was not supposed to happen, because me and the whole story that I just explained of like this blood feud, Stone goes, get in here. I want to shake your hand. I shake his hand because I just did not give a fuck. Mm. Like, I didn't. And then I cut a fucking amazing promo. And that's the one where I'm fucking talking and I'm cutting this promo where I'm like, fuck you, Cheeks. You think I'm joining Midnight Crew? No, it's gonna be you.
Oh yeah,
it's
no,
gonna
and
be
you're,
Midnight
I'm
Cheeks.
filming it and you're like, cameraman, walk with me.
I'm like,
okay.
Yeah, like Lissy's walking with me as I'm filming this promo. It was so fucking good. It was so good. Which, a little backtrack here. The other match that I had that day, it wasn't against Ivan. That was the week before.
Okay.
I had that match against the Jobber.
Oh.
Because in that match, after I beat him, I look dead into the camera and I go, WSF for life. Because I make him sign a DCW contract because he's new to the company. I'm like, all right, you hang in there with me. Here's a contract. It was a WSF contract. Because at the end of that, fucking Coyote's a dumbass and like leaves him out in the open, and Ivan goes, what's this? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Ivan. But after that match, I think there's like one more match to be filmed after that. They filmed that match or whatever. And then we ended early. Like, we had like 10 matches to record that day. And we finished in like 2 hours. And it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And everyone was like, can we do dark matches? And it's like, yeah, fuck it. We got time. Like, fuck it. Guys want to do dark matches? Do dark matches. Dylan, never mind about the dark matches. Why? I come walking over. The boards are fucked. Mm-hmm. Like, they're fucked. After we told people numerous times, these boards fucked. They're fucked. Like, bro, I touched one and it broke. Mm-hmm. And I looked at Coyote was there. I looked at Coyote and I was like, well, that's that. And he's like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, you'll know in a few hours from now, because I knew what was coming. Mm-hmm. I knew what was coming. And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you'll see in a few hours. You're in the group chat. You'll see what fucking happens.
Yeah.
So, like, no one's talking. Mm-hmm. Like it's literally, all right, let's just clean this shit up.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even think I fucking helped.
Oh.
No, I didn't, because I was still hurting.
Yeah.
But I sat in the car. I was like, I'll see everyone fucking tomorrow or whatever. We go home. And then things explode. Mm-hmm. Everything explodes because Cheeks is asking for updates of like what happened, and Cheeks is the one that fucking started it.
Oh yeah, and then
he messaged Chaos.
The funniest part about it was Cheeks wasn't there.
No.
Like, he wasn't there.
But, like,
started shit and then was like, wait, guys, what's happening?
He messaged him and said something like, I wrestled my last match. I'm done or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the ring is ass and shit. And, like, because I was alluding to it, like, on the way home. I was being a dickhead, too. Like, I always put in the fucking group chat, like, after show, good show today, guys.
Well, no, because there was 2. There was 2 chats.
Oh,
Because there was the one with everyone in it.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then there was the one that was excluding a couple people because that was supposed to be the WSF chat.
Oh man, there was 2 chats.
Because I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Because in the WSF chat, Cheeks was like, he was like, I'm going to say something. And we're like, I don't know if you should. And he was like, no, I'm going to say something. And I don't know if he messaged Chaos privately.
He did.
Or if he sent it in the other chat.
So,
but I remember the
so
other
this is what
chat
happened.
started exploding.
So at first, so the WSF chat was going off about like what happened and everything. Mm-hmm. And I was in the other chat just playing it off. Like, it's making me seem like I'm a piece of shit, but like, whatever. But like, I was just like, good show today, guys. Yada, yada, yada. My back fucking hurts. Mm-hmm. And shit like that. And I think like Noah said something of like, my shoulder hurts. And like, everyone just started saying something.
That's like, right. That's right.
Like, everyone just kept going of like, man, my shoulder hurts. Or like, this hurts. Which, they weren't bullshitting. No. Noah's shoulder was fucked up. Stone's shoulder was fucked up. Fucked. Yeah, like, people were actually fucked up using this ring and everything. So
it was like legitimate actual problems that like weren't actually taken into account.
So then Cheeks messages Chaos and goes, I'm not using this fucking ring, pretty much. Chaos doesn't even answer him back. He messages the group chat and goes, I'm sorry that my ring's shitty. I leave because I know what's happening. I'm like, nope, fuck this pity party. Done. I'm gone. I left. I'm fucking done. People start asking me what's going on. I'm like, no. I'm done. Everyone else can handle it. Everyone explodes.
My favorite thing about this, mind you, just as like a little side note, Dylan leaves the chat, right? I'm in the chat. So Dylan leaves, and then he's looking at it on my phone.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm fucking done.
Dylan's like, all right, let's see. Let me. I think there's been times you've pulled out my iPad.
Yeah.
And looked at the chat.
Probably. But like, I was like, all right, fucking done. Bullshit. Whatever. I call off of work the next day because I need to go. I wake up and I'm like, well, 1, I just don't want to go to work. And 2, I gotta go fucking fix this. Like, whatever's wrong with me. I go to the doctors. Were you in a car accident recently? No, why? Oh, you have whiplash. What? Excuse me? I have what? Oh, you have whiplash. So what cannot do? Well, what do you do for work? Insert what I do for work. You can do that, just take it easy. We can't really prescribe you medicine. Take like extra strength Tylenol or whatever. Ice if you got to. Try to take like a warm shower. Like they're doing this. Like I wrestle. Yay or nay? I wouldn't do it for at least 2 weeks. Okay. Well, that's not bad. 2 weeks. All right. Life goes on. DCW goes down the shitter. We all move on. We do WSF. I didn't wrestle for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I didn't. It was actually one of my last matches. Like that was probably like my 4th to last match because I did a tag match in WSF that never got released. I don't even have that fucking match anymore. And then I think I did like another match, and then I had a match against Noah, which I can't fucking release because of the whole finish. It was actually a really good match. He hits me with a blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah.
And that was technically my last match because that was the day before I dislocated my elbow. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like the ending of Danny Vallow right there in this chapter of Stings, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun match. It was just, I mean, under better circumstances, you know?
Literally like the turning point of everything.
Yeah. Literally, which speaking of a big turning point of everything, from one ending chapter to a next ending chapter, since it's Halloween, you can go on DCW's YouTube. You probably heard me allude to it before, talk about it before. This is one of the best DCW shows ever. It's called DCW Hell on Earth.
Can you hold this and start talking about it because I have to pee.
Okay. I think it's I believe
You're really just like, hello.
I believe it is the most viewed show in DCW history. Almost has 1,000 views, which doesn't seem like a lot in reality, but like for backyard wrestling, especially for like what DCW was quality wise and everything, it's a big fucking deal. So, and I'm proud of it. Like there's a lot of things in DCW that I look back on and I'm just going to shit on it because, like, what the fuck were we doing? What the fuck were we thinking? We were dumb as shit. We don't know what the fuck we were doing. But I can probably count on maybe both of my hands, at least, a couple of, like, fun moments from DCW that I would hold close to my heart. And there's 3 shows in particular that I hold close to my heart where, like, if you're going to talk shit on DCW, I will gladly talk shit on DCW with you. And the reason why is because, I mean, I'm literally sharing the bullshit that we had to go through all the fucking time and why I just kind of just have, like, a distaste for it and everything. But the 3 shows is Hell on Earth, Downfall, which is the very first ever show, and Big Ass Extreme Bash, which was released last year. But Downfall was the very first DCW show with the ring because they were originally on mattresses and everything. I came, Bryce came, we started getting people. We had DCW Downfall, and that was the first ever show that we ever had in the ring. It's only 3 matches, but all 3 matches were different from another. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some other time. We were watching a little bit of it.
How did you break this?
I don't know.
It's gone for 2 minutes.
But still recording, right?
Yeah, she's still recording.
Okay. But then Big Ass Extreme Bash, we'll probably talk about some other time too. That was a good show because of the ending of what happened. Downfall was good because all 3 matches were different, I meant to say, if I didn't say that. But Hell on Earth is a good show. There's one thing that I would change from it, and that is the first match on the card. I would not fucking put it on. I don't know why we put it on. I know why we put it on. I'll explain that in a second. But I would have taken it off, but it's staying on there because the fucking video almost has 1,000 views, and that kind of means something to me a little bit. And I know it means something to Eclipse as well. So it's not going away. But it was a good show because it was the end of the season. It was the final show of the 2022 season of DCW. We got through a whole fucking season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bullshit and drama, but everything on this show was clicking as well. This was my goodbye as Delvon. It was originally supposed to be my goodbye from backyard wrestling, and I was going to go to pro wrestling school. I've shared that story many of times. We know what happened, yada, yada, yada. So this is my goodbye as Delvon. This is also Jacob Yeager's goodbye because he was originally going to retire, but then he eventually came back and just, shaved his head bald and looked like John Zandig for a short time. Now he looks a lot better and a lot healthier and happier. So, but, yeah, so leading up to, we got to share the stories. Leading up to this show. Lyssie's working at Hot Topic.
Oh, no. No. This was this?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, in fairness, what other reason would I be at working at Hot Topic dressed up like Nick Jackson?
Yes.
So
Lyssie's...
Well, no, I guess... Anyway, yeah.
Lyssie's working at Hot Topic as Nick Jackson. Some Elmer Fudd, mom head dumbass walks in.
What did he call him that was really funny? Oh, he called him Emo Jelly Roll.
Emo Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
fucking Emo Jelly Roll walks in
I was gonna say, you can take over for a minute.
to the fucking Hot Topic. And mind you, I'm behind the counter, full Young Bucks attire. And I'm not talking like, oh, I'm wearing a Young Bucks shirt. Like, I am dressed up as Nick Jackson. I have the Lakers-inspired gear on because I have a hand-painted leather jacket. I had the tights. I had the tassels. I had the wig with the headband, the whole 9 yards. I am Nick fucking Jackson for dressing up for Halloween this week of the Hot Topic. And Emo Jelly Roll walks in. I'm ringing somebody out at the counter, but people come into the store, so you have to greet them. So, they're walking in, and I'm just going, hey guys, welcome in, or what's up guys, or hey, how's it going? Whatever the fuck my greeting was at Hot Topic. And, they walk past and they're like, oh, hey, how are you? And this little fuckhead decides to do a 180 and spin around and look at me and go, she's dressed up as a Young Buck. And I'm like, well, cool. Someone recognizes my costume. That's awesome. I spent a lot of time making this, so that's neat. And I was like, oh yeah, I am. I'm dressed up as Nick. I finished the transaction. I had no one else in line, so they end up coming over to me and we're talking a little bit. And this guy's like, oh yeah, I'm really into wrestling. I'm like, oh yeah, me and my boyfriend are really into wrestling. Me and my friends actually do some backyard wrestling stuff and whatnot. And we're doing something this week for Halloween. And they're like, oh my god, no way, really? And I was like, yeah, no, I don't know if that's something you're interested in, but we're always looking for more people to come in. So, mind you, this conversation is maybe a 5-minute conversation. I'm at work. It's near Halloween. It's busy in the Hot Topic. So I'm like, yeah, so if you want to reach out, this is Eclipse's information. This is my boyfriend's information.
No, I think you just told him the DCW information because
he hit up the DCW.
He hit up the DCW Facebook because I was hooked up to the Facebook, and so was Eclipse, and so was Ivan.
Yeah.
And so, if someone messaged the Facebook, I would get it.
Yeah.
And I got it, and his name pops up, and he's like, hey, I'm just reaching out. I'm interested, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, wow, we haven't got one of these in a while. Let's fucking go.
And I told Dylan, I was like, hey, when I had a chance, which, I don't know, he might have messaged immediately.
No, you told me before.
Okay, because I was like, hey, just so you know, this dude came in. This is what his name was. I told him about DCW. I don't know if he's actually going to reach out or not, but, we had a conversation, yada, yada, yada. So just, if something comes up on whatever, just so you know. And then went on our merry way.
Yeah, and then, he messaged me, it was a week before the show or whatever. A couple days before the show, not a week.
Well, yeah, because when I was dressed up as Nick Jackson, I was like, yeah, no, we're doing something for Halloween. And this had to have been, the week of Halloween.
Yeah, so, it was a couple days because he messaged me, and I remember, the next day, the next day it was, work or whatever, and I was working with Eclipse. And I was just able to be like, hey, this guy messaged me last night, blah, 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 just laid it down, and he's like, yeah, fuck it. That's how we would do it, because, DCW wasn't, I didn't own DCW. People thought I did, because I was more sane and everything. Eclipse owned DCW. But I knew how to fucking talk to people, and Eclipse didn't. So I was like, yeah, so this guy's interested, yeah, if you want to talk to him. And he's like, yeah, I'll talk to him. And he talked to him for a little bit, but then it just came back to me of yeah, you talk to him and everything and set up something or whatever. So I was like, so we're going to set up the ring this day. We're going to have the show on this day. You can show, if you want to see a few things, I'll have you bump in the ring. I'll train you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man, absolutely. Here's some ideas and everything, giving me ideas and whatnot, and cool, sweet. We go to set up the ring. He's there. He's helping. Cool. For good first impression and whatnot and everything and whatnot. And they have a dark match, and it's actually pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good for what it was. And it was okay. Well, you guys pretty much kind of have an aspect of what you're doing. You guys will learn more. But if you guys pretty much have that same exact match that you guys just had, we'll put you on the fucking show. The pre-show, fuck it. To beef up the card, because we only have like 4 matches, so what's one more at this point? So they have the match, and it's that, and then they're part of DCW, and we don't need to get into all of that again. But that's the one thing I would change. It didn't need to be there because of what these people did.
Yeah.
And stuff.
And who these people end up actually being.
Who these people end up actually being and everything. So, yeah. We fucked up, including Lyssie.
It is not my fault that I was dressed up as Nick Jackson that day. I often think back to this time in my life and think, if I wasn't dressed up as Nick Jackson that day for work, what would have been different?
We would have never wrestled in Carbondale.
Yeah.
And then we introduce a second title in DCW because we were able to at that time, the All-American Championship. We had Cheeks, Noah, and Cowboy in a 3-way dance. Pretty decent match. Cheeks wins. That was like the start of the rise of Cheeks. We opened the show with the world title match, which is a really good fucking match. And it's Zach Webb versus Jacob Stone. And Zach Webb wins the belt. What a fucking good match. They have such a good match. One of the better Jacob Stone matches. Mm-hmm. What a good fucking match. Then there's a triple threat barbed wire match. Ropes are down. Barbed wire is there. This was filmed last that day. Jacob Yeager versus Chaos the Clown versus IJB for the 946th time. We watched it yesterday. Lyssie, what are your thoughts on this?
I want to talk about it.
But there was funny times in this match.
I like that Yeager just throws stuff.
Like, he just beats the fuck out of him, bro.
I just love that he throws things.
At one point, he turns into Bruiser Brody, where he has the spool of barbed wire, and he's fucking chasing Chaos the Clown around with it. He throws a chair at his face.
Yeah.
He beats the fuck out. He was like, get the fuck out of here. So a little fun fact about this match, if you go and watch it, there's a weird cut. I don't know the timestamp. It's in this match. There's a weird cut. Yeager gets thrown into the barbed wire. It's like right at the end of the match. Yeager gets thrown into the barbed wire, and he like slips and falls a little bit. It gets stuck in him. Like barbed wire's supposed to do.
Yeah, like stuck in his back.
Like
the cut is like, it does like a replay.
Yeah. So like, it gets stuck. Like, it pierces him. Okay. It's not bad. I'm able to see it from like 2 feet away. I'm standing there watching this match happen. I see what happens to him.
Yeah.
Chaos starts freaking out as cameras are rolling. We have a live audience. Chaos starts freaking out. Mind you, it's a death match. These guys are supposed to be crazy. He starts freaking out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I literally walk over.
Yeager doesn't even like know.
Yeah, Yeager's like, what happened? Like, Chaos.
Yeager's like, why am I having a hard time moving?
Chaos like, cut the camera. And then I walk over because I'm pissed. Because this is fucking happening. We have people there. And Yeager's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And like, everyone's freaking out. Fucking people are yelling at each other. And all I do, I can't believe. Lyssie was usually my voice. I'd be like, Lyssie, I need your fucking voice for people to listen. This one time I used my voice. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because I can get loud.
Yeah. Like, I literally just go, shut the fuck up. And everyone stops. And I'm like, yeah, so Yeager, the barbed wire is like maybe like 2 centimeters in you. And he's like, that's it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you can either just rip yourself out of it if you really want to, or I can pull it out if you want to, because it's not that deep and like it won't hurt. And he's like, it'll probably hurt more though if I rip it out because we're not wrestling right now, so the adrenaline slowed down. I was like, do you want me to just rip it out? He's like, yeah, fuck it. and I just literally yank it out like really quick.
Pulled out.
I pulled it out, and he's like, is it out? I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, hey, fucking feel it. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't even in there, bro.
Yeah, it was like, if anything, it was maybe under like the first couple of layers of his skin.
Yeah.
Like it did not.
It didn't even make him bleed.
No, it didn't go like straight through his skin. because the way he slipped, it kind of just like
it got in his rolls.
Yeah, it like
It
curved
did.
up and like under. It was almost parallel.
The way Lissy's explaining it sounds more like disgusting than it actually was.
It was if you look at two lines, like it was more parallel to his skin than it was perpendicular. Like it really was just like barely fucking in there.
Think of getting your nose pierced.
Well, the note that goes all the way through. That's perpendicular.
But that's how it kind of it was like that, but not perpendicular.
Yeah, like it was. Literally, to put it like the best way possible is like it would have caused more damage if he just ripped it out himself, clearly and obviously.
Yeah.
Because it would have just ended up pulling out those extra couple of layers, whereas it was just kind of like you got poked with something and you just pulled it back. It was. I hate to say it was nothing when someone literally gets stuck with barbed wire, but like it really wasn't. It wasn't that bad. Like,
yeah, no, it wasn't.
It didn't go as deep as like a thumbtack has gone into people.
I've seen it worse.
Yeah,
I've seen Jacob Yeager do worse to himself.
Yeah, I know. He literally didn't need any sort of like
we didn't have
to or anything.
They didn't have to stop the match. Literally, all they had to do was fucking work together and cover it up and just pull Yeager out of there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we could have went with like Chaos realizes Yeager's stuck. And is like, shit, the camera... Because I was literally right on Yeager with this. Because I was filming this. And I was right on Yeager when this happened. Because Ivan threw Yeager into the barbed wire. He slipped. And he got caught in it. And Chaos was outside of the ring. Noticed that this happened. What he could have done is Chaos could have slid into the ring. And been like, oh, now's my chance. Go after Ivan. And while I'm filming them, Dylan could have pulled the barbed wire.
Yeah, because literally...
Like, it literally could have been done that fucking quickly.
And I knew it was happening. I literally called it. Because, like, I talked to all three of them before this match. Because I was like, yeah, barbed wire death match you guys are fucking having. This is gonna suck. Mm-hmm. If you guys need to get pulled out, I'll help you.
That was literally my biggest pet peeve with any of these fucking, and I don't even want to call them death matches, but unless it was like Yeager versus fucking Go-Go.
Chaos fucking goes to hit Yeager with light tubes and they don't even break.
He missed. Like, anything that had to do with like this fucking funhouse deathmatch bullshit it was a fucking laughingstock and a mockery as to what deathmatch wrestling actually fucking is.
Oh, it was bad.
Like, and it comes from the place of someone who is supposed to be appreciative of this style of wrestling and essentially like this art form of wrestling, but just makes it a fucking mockery. Like, I don't mean to like sound insensitive, but when you're going into deathmatch wrestling, you know what to expect. You know that there's going to be shit that happens, and you should be fucking prepared for that, and you should be able to work around that. Unless it's something like really fucking severe, like dying in the ring because of a fucking slice to the fucking artery, like Nick Gage. I
just hated everyone doing death matches because, like, we didn't have fucking medical attention there.
No. But basically, because I'm running out of battery on my phone, we're at 15%.
Well, we're almost done with this episode.
So
anyway.
I'm just gonna wrap this up super quick and just say, like, if you're gonna have death matches, know what you're fucking getting into, and if you can't fucking handle it, don't have fucking death matches.
You can't just plug in your phone as we're sitting here?
My cord won't reach.
Because we gotta record another podcast.
Well, I know, but it doesn't take long to charge. So.
Anyway, then we get to the main event, which was a dog collar match, which I don't want to say I'm the first, but around here I think we are. I don't think anyone has had a dog collar match in the backyard. I think we originated it. I could be wrong, or it's just been for a while. But me and Eclipse had a dog collar match. This was the feud to end it all. Winner gains complete control of DCW. Loser leaves town. Dog collar match. Dilvon versus Eclipse. I come out the Mizacontier, the beginning by AFI, because I'm a CM Punk mark. My hair is cut really short. Like, I cut my hair like a couple weeks prior to
Dylan
this.
fucked up cutting his hair.
Yeah. But it's like...
And I had to fix it.
It's like cut short. Like, it's wild. I'm banged up. I'm not 100% in this match because I had a match against Yeager a couple weeks before that. fucked up my elbow in my match against Corey, and then now I'm here. That's why you see my elbow taped up. Funny enough, it's my left elbow, the same one I dislocate. But mind you, this show, the commentary is a little bit better because I'm on it with Luscious Lou, unfortunately. I start the episode by trying to disguise my voice because I didn't want to be myself on commentary. So I have a southern accent, but then towards the end of the fucking show, like as it keeps going on, I lose it and I'm just myself. Especially in this match, I'm myself. Oh, yeah, and there was an emotional moment. The Jaeger goodbye, everyone cried and everything. Mm-hmm. That was very sad and everything. We have this match, and this was a pretty decent match. It was better than the I Quit match. It was hard working a dog collar match. I enjoyed it, though, because I watched a bunch of dog collar matches leading up to this and was just taking spots from it. We did a really cool spot where I light the cigarette on Eclipse's head. I hit him with the dog collar a few times. He does a couple of things. There's blood. There's chairs. He hits me with a cutter after I jump off the top rope. And then he pins me 1, 2, 3, and that's it for Dilvon. I leave my shoes in the ring, and that's my goodbye for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I'm back as Danny Vallow. That was sad too. People were crying for that one. I was crying. Like literally, I get pinned. 1, 2, 3. And you can see my hand go right to my face because soon as the 3 count, I was like, oh, thank fuck it's over.
Yeah.
Like, thank God. Don't have to do this anymore. And then I still did. It was a fun dog collar match, though.
Yeah. Well,
I enjoyed it. It could have been better, but like, you know, I was just wrestling, you know, someone. But that's DCW Hell on Earth. The ending of it was cool too. We did like a cool ending of like, it was called the Core 4, which was Eclipse, IJB, myself, and Jaeger. And like me and Jaeger like leave and we're like, DCW will be good in good hands without us. No, it wasn't.
It goes to like a... You should like re-edit it now and just put like a fucking caption over it. That
No,
says,
I'm not re-editing
No,
this.
no. That just says like, Danny Vallow returned 3 weeks later.
Like
Jaeger comes out of retirement.
I'm not.
Everything's in shambles.
I'm not touching this fucking
No, I know.
show.
I'm just
ever.
saying, like, it would be like that's like literally what happened. It's like it'll be in good hands. Narrator, it was not in good hands. Danny Vallow came out of retirement, and so did Jaeger.
Yeah, because I liked how they go, where are we going from here? And Eclipse goes, we're going home. And they did for a whole like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then we moved yards again. But yeah, that was DCW Hell on Earth. It's one of the better ones. It's one of the better ones. I'll say that. That's enough of
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
We'll wrap it up. That's enough of backyard wrestling. Let's go into the wrestler of the week.
Dylan, who's your wrestler of the week?
Well, since it's I almost said Valentine's Day. Wow. Since it's Halloween, I decided to go with the Halloween theme here, and I picked Vampiro or Vampiro. Vampiro is the wrestler of the week.
Okay.
Vampiro. Doing his little dance that he did.
Okay.
Vampiro. He started asking me questions about Vampiro. Vampiro!
So how did you get into Vampiro? Like, what was your first, like, introduction?
I really got into the Misfits when I was a young lad. And I saw that they were in WCW. And there was this guy with them, and his name was Vampiro. And next thing you know, he was setting Sting on fire. Mm-hmm. And wrestling the Kiss Demon. Mm-hmm. And that's how I became a fan of Vampiro.
Okay.
Because he looked like a guy from the Misfits. And then he also looked like a guy from Insane Clown Posse. Because he had ICP with him at one point, too.
Would you rather him with the Misfits or ICP?
See, that's a controversial pick. Because you have ICP, which is ICP. But then you have the Misfits, which was the Michael Graves Misfits. Pick or choose. I think it was cool. I think it was cool either way. But I think it was more cooler with the Misfits. Because, like, wow, what the fuck are they doing?
I feel like you fit the Misfits vibe
Yeah.
better, but also, yeah, like, what the fuck are the Misfits doing in
like,
WCW?
bro, why is Jerry only wanting to wrestle? Fucking Doyle's there. Like, bro, you don't want to fuck with them, but still, goddamn. And, like, the whole funny thing about that is Jerry only, like, was like, fuck the Misfits, I want to become a wrestler, and, like, had so much backstage heat. And supposedly, like, the story goes of, like, how Vampiro got the Misfits. They were having a WCW show across the street where the Misfits were performing, and Vampiro was like, I'm booked tonight. Can the Misfits come out with me? I'm gonna be right back. And he goes over to the Misfits show and is like, you guys want to do something with me? And they do. And, like, they end up staying for a couple of months. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, what's your favorite Vampiro match?
Him versus Pentagon Jr. from Lucha Underground, I believe it's season 1. They have a fucking death match, and, like, the whole build up to this whole fucking feud was fucking great. So Vampiro is just an announcer on Lucha Underground because he's fucking fat, bald, and washed up at this point. And Penta is doing this fucking thing where he's breaking everyone's arm, and he's doing it for his master. And, like, it's like a sacrifice for his master and everything. And, like, next on the list is Sexy Star. And, like, he goes to break Sexy Star's arm, and Vampiro, like, saves her and everything. And, like, Vampiro's like, if you want to sacrifice someone to your master, you sacrifice me. And they have this death match, and fuck, like, it's pretty good for, like, where Vampiro was at in his career, fucking not being able to do jack shit. They had this fucking amazing match. And then at the end of the match, it's revealed that Vampiro is Penta's master. And it's like, fuck. Amazing. Like, goddamn. Couldn't fucking ride it any better. I miss Lucha Underground. It was so fucking good. Wrestling would be better with Lucha Underground. I'm just saying.
I don't really know what else to ask you about Vampiro.
He set Sting on fire at one point in a Human Torch match.
Do you like the Vampiro figure that you have?
Yes. I have a few.
The one that I got you?
Yes, that you bought out of spite.
Yeah.
that was funny.
Is that one of your favorite figures?
That's one
it was bought out of spite?
Bought out of spite. And I like the hair on it.
I just like that I was like, money's replaceable, and I'm filled with spite and anger at all times.
It was like $75.
I'm just such a bitch.
I can't believe
I think it was like 90.
No,
Maybe after shipping.
The one that's signed is 75.
Oh, yeah.
The one that's signed by him. I can't believe I fucking have that one. That one's fucking insane. Have you ever, like what have you seen from Vampiro?
Not much,
Not
Dylan.
much.
Not a lot.
You know
honestly.
he came out with the ICP.
Yeah.
And the
I'm
Misfits
familiar
stuff.
with Vampiro, and I know I've seen a couple matches that you've had on, but, like, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
Fucking Vampiro. He was big in Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was super fucking over. Insane.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about on Vampiro that I can't, because I really can't think of a question right now because I'm nervous my phone's gonna die through this.
We're almost done. No, very just underrated, very underappreciated. Like, his career got cut short. I don't want to say cut short, but, like, his mainstream career got cut short because he came in around the time when WCW was ending, and he had a few injuries and everything, and he just recently, like, retired and everything. Like, he had a lot of, like, underlying health problems that he actually bounced back from and everything. So it's good that he kind of has, I want to say, like, a third life now.
Yeah.
Because second life, like, sobriety is the second life because he got sober and everything. So it's good that he's still, like, it's good that we still have him and, like, his knowledge, because he does have knowledge.
Yeah.
He has a lot of wrestling knowledge, and, like, that's good that there's still someone here in this world with that. And I would love to meet him. I'll just say that. Like, he seems like a nice guy. And plus, I really just want to ask him about the intro to Maniac Killers by Twisted, where he's in it, and he's talking about power bombing motherfuckers on butcher knives.
Mm-hmm.
Maniac Killer, kill. All right. Let's see. take us out of here. But before we take us out of here, we got to share something really quick. So we're trying to do this really quick.
Why did you do it like that?
I don't know.
You really said, I am really starting to white dish chilies.
Yes.
You really did that.
So, as you guys know, this is Talkin Wrasslin. This is the weekly podcast that lyssie and I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like every great band, there's a side project.
I got thrown into this.
I've been really wanting to do this for a little bit now.
I'm held against my will.
We are starting a side podcast that is going to be bi-weekly. It's going to be called Talking Music. It's going to be a spin-off of Talkin Wrasslin. We're going to pick an album. We're going to listen to it. We're going to review it. We're going to talk about the band and the album and all of that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. The debut episode will be dropping later this week, as you guys are hearing this on Tuesday and everything. So later this week, keep an eye on that. We'll share the fucking social medias and stuff when that time comes and everything. But speaking of social media, lyssie, take us out of here.
Well, if you guys are enjoying this podcast and want to continue to follow us on other social media platforms that is not the youtube.com, you can find this podcast on Instagram at the handle of Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. If you want to find me on any of my social medias, you are more than welcome to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the exact same handle, which is Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR. And you can find me on TikTok at Lungbucks. That is LUNG Nope. That is LUNG_BUCKS. TikTok, I talk about wrestling and do wrestling kind of related videos and skits and whatever. Instagram and Twitter is all wrestling, a little bit of football, a little bit of Duval County
football!
Sucking ass. And
Next week's episode's gonna be good when we can talk about our week.
Yeah.
That's
And Instagram is, I don't really post too much on my main feed there, but I do post to my story a lot, which is, again, a lot of wrestling stuff, but also like tattoos, artwork, different things like that. Dylan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Danny_line Valo _line DANI_line VALO_line. You can find me on Instagram. I changed it. I'm not changing my Twitter because I'm not putting my I'm more comfortable putting my shoot name on Instagram than Twitter. Weirdo people. I have more of a closer following with friends on Instagram than I do on Twitter. So Instagram, I've been meaning to do it for a long time. I changed my name. The Danny Valo era is over. I explained it in a post. I did a photo dump. You can find me on Instagram now at Dill_line Weaver or Weaves_line. DYL_line WEAVES_line. It will pop up. It will say Dill Weaver FKA Danny Valo. I also have a second Instagram now where it's a wrestling shitposting page because I have so many fucking random wrestling pictures in my phone where I was like, what am I doing with these? They're taking up space in my phone. I need to find a use for these. Well, I'm making a shitposting Instagram, and you can follow that at wrestling_line sucks SUX.
You should post the picture of Jim Cornette with a mustache.
I will eventually. I have that picture.
Okay,
I have a lot of pictures.
Have it, I have it.
Look, man. I was really feeling myself today and fucking posted Seth Rollins wearing a cowboy hat, and I captioned it as I'm gonna keep on dancing because I use Pink Pony Club.
This is gonna be the account of yours that takes off.
I mean, it already has 20 followers.
It's going to fucking take off.
It probably will.
I'm gonna have my fucking TikTok and you're gonna have your fucking Instagram.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's that.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, whatever. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, send this to your friends, your families, the people you hate, and the people that you don't even know yet. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye.